everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Vanessa, and today I'm coming at you with Olivia Rodrigo's new album, debut album, Sour. And so we're gonna listen to it today and get into all the music that we've been waiting for the past 5 months since she dropped Driver's License. I did not do a reaction to the music video or the song Good For You because I wanted to wait until the album came out. And so when we get to Good For You, which is the 6th track on this 11-track album, I'll listen to the song and then I'll also react to the music video. So without further ado, let's get into it. First track is Brutal. Okay, we got some strings. Oh, was not prepared for that.
I'll die before I drink, and I'm so caught up in the news. Who am I if not exploited? And I'm so sick of 17. Where's my fucking teenage dream?
Oh. Okay, before we get into this clearly major chorus, she's making some points here, and you know, good for her on being like, yo, I need all you adults to stop speaking on us as youth, teenagers, her 17-year-old self, since we know she's now 18. And she's kind of just like, let me live my life how I choose and stop trying to exploit me or anyone my age and telling me that at 17 this should be the best time of my life. I'm going to feel what I feel and just accept that. So good for her. Also, this rocker vibe. All right. We started off with strings and I was like, okay, a little soft start, you know, and then bam, she came in with, you know, a full-on rock vibe. So anyway, here we get to the chorus.
It's brutal out here. I hate the way I'm perceived. I only have 2 real friends. I love people I don't like, and I hate every song I write, and I can't even parallel park.
A lot of people have trouble parallel parking.
It's brutal out here.
I like how cheeky her songs are, at least so far. Okay, we're slowing down the tempo. Interesting. Her tone at the end there, where it slowed down and she brought in the strings again, was very almost the tone that Olivia brought in at the end of that, it sounded very Billie Eilish-esque. Interesting song, Brutal. I appreciate the lyrics. We know she writes her own songs, just for like the honesty of being like 17 and, you know, kind of starting to be pushed in the spotlight and critiqued by the media and stuff like that. So I appreciate the lyrics. Sonically, it wasn't my favorite, but I know she has like the alternative pop like genres seem to be where she kind of pulls her inspiration from, and clearly a little bit of that like punk sound, which, you know, I love me my OG 2000s punk pop, but I don't know, this one just didn't, you know, she's speaking from the perspective of a 17-year-old, and I am not 17 anymore and have well past that milestone. So I can't truly relate. Also, I'm not in the public eye as someone who is, you know, on a Disney Plus show and up and coming new artist. So I can't relate on that end, but, you know, I appreciate her, you know, sharing her truth. Okay, so the next song is Traitor. Ooh, that's pretty.
Talk to her, maybe did even worse. I kept quiet so I could keep you. The second that we called it quits, ain't it funny? You've betrayed me, and I know that you'll never feel sorry. Took you 2 weeks to go out and date her. Guess you didn't cheat. You're still a traitor.
Ooh, she really knows how how to throw in these one-liners at the end of her chorus? Like, girl, I don't know. I mean, I've seen the speculation that, you know, a lot of these songs are still about that same situation of driver's license and the whole it took you 2 weeks after we broke up for you to get with her, and you may not have cheated, but you're still a traitor. Like, that is some tea. And while yes, like, I know some of these songs are just built off of a concept, I'm also like, I know some of these songs have to be, you know, your truth. So that was very, very pointed.
Questions you used to avoid.
This is gonna be early Avril Lavigne vibes.
You told me I was paranoid.
The gaslighting boys.
I know that you'll never feel sorry. Yes, you did cheat, but you're still a traitor. When she's sleeping in the bed we made, you gave me your word, but that didn't matter.
I like these ahs. Ooh, this is really pretty too. Ouch. That, as the song just kept playing, it just got more hurtful. I just like so felt the pain, and I'm just like, ooh, ouch. Yeah. She's just like clearly, like, this clearly sounds fresh of like, wow, we just broke up and this is what you decided to do? Like, and all the things you told me not to worry about, but yet here you are. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much self-explanatory. She laid it out in them lyrics like clear as day. So I have nothing else to add to that. The next track is, so we're gonna skip on over to track 4, which is 1 step forward, 3 steps back.
Called you on the phone today.
Who is this giving me?
Up in the head, boy.
Oh.
My pretty, my fun boy. It's always 1 step forward and 3 steps back.
The cadence of the piano when she says 1 step forward, 3 steps back is very interesting. It's kind of like almost off beat where she's singing versus the piano. It's a very interesting choice, but I like it. Sonically, this is reminding me of like another artist, and I like hate to compare because she's our own person. You can make a new sound, but a lot of it is still influenced by like what you've heard. So it's definitely giving me, I don't know who it's giving me, but it's giving me somebody that I've heard before. But this is very, you know, just like la da 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 dee type of like, you know, slow vibe, but also still an emo track, which seems to be her brand for this right now, which nothing against that. We all love an emo bop. So anyway, continuing.
Do you love me, want me, hate me, boy, I don't understand. Couldn't find it all exciting.
I like the way she sings all. I like that.
The love of your life until I make you mad. It's back in forward, did I do something wrong? It's back.
Just that state of confusion.
There's all I've ever had. I don't understand.
For a comment on the song, it seems a lot of her tracks, I mean, this is an 11 track album, 35 minutes, but they're pretty short tracks. They're all like under 3 minutes long. I think Driver's License might be the longest song so far. We didn't listen to it, but we know already what it sounds like, and I think that one's over a little over 3 minutes or something like that. But this one is only 2:44, so it's interesting that these are like short tracks. But I mean, she pretty much says what she needs to say, and she's like, all right, I'm done, song's over, I said what I have to say. This is clearly just like set in that mindset of confusion where it's like, Honestly, this also sounds like a song that could be on High School Musical, the musical, the series, as her Nini character, um, and the what is it, Ricky, Joshua's character. It does kind of sound like this could be a song, kind of like how All I Want she wrote for the show. This kind of sounds like it could be a song for the show, relating to their characters. But yeah, it just sounds like that confusion of like, we started this thing, but like you're giving me mixed signals. I'm confused. Are we doing this or not? Like, type of thing. So yeah, it definitely sounds like it could be a song that's on the show. Like, it definitely kind of sounds like that musical vibe. But again, it was also giving me some other artists that I still can't think of. Okay, so the next song is Deja Vu, a song we've heard and a song we love. We've already listened to it. I did a reaction to it. If you want to see that reaction to the music video, I have a playlist with all my reactions. You can go check that out after watching this video. But after that is Good For You, so we'll listen to that and we'll check out the music video for it. Back to that rocker vibe.
For you, I guess you moved on really easily. You wanted to give me the world.
Ooh, I like that. It's funky.
Just a therapist I found for you, she really helped.
Before we get into that second verse, I feel like I like the song so far, and I liked how we started off with that instrumental, and I feel like once we got into the chorus, I thought it was gonna be bigger. I felt like the production of like the like rock instruments, like hearing the drums, hearing the guitar and all that, I felt like it felt like the production on those the instrumentation was like pulled back, and her voice was just very pulled forward. And I feel like production wise, I would expect that chorus to be bigger. I don't know if it's gonna the second time around or in the final chorus it'll seem bigger, but I felt like those instruments, because it was giving me almost like Paramore-ish type of vibes. And with Paramore, they go hard with that instrumentation and that like heavy rock, like guitar, drums, like it's in your face, as well as like the Hayley Williams vocals. And I felt like the vocals here for Olivia and the instrumentation, like the production wasn't matched in level, where I felt like her voice was here and the production was here, and I kind of wanted them to be equal and like bring up the sound, like the instrumentation forward, and so that it didn't seem like the band was kind of just like in the background and then like she's up here. So hopefully, I don't know, we'll see in the second chorus if it's brought up a little more forward and not so seemingly in the background. I really like that. That left. It's not doing it. It's not as full. It still feels low. Yeah, I wanted a little more out of that. Like, see, this sounds great. Maybe if they just stacked it a little more, make it seem like a fuller band sound.
Maybe I'm too emotional. Your apathy is like a wounded soul.
Ooh, I like that. The end of that.
For you, I guess you moved on really easily.
Okay, it's over. Like, I like the song and I want to like it more. Like, I like it and I feel like I feel like they did just enough, but like I feel like I could have just like they could have taken just a little bit longer to mix it to make those choruses just hit harder. Like, I wanted it to hit harder than it did, and I kind of felt let down when the chorus would come, because then it sounded like just like, but I feel like I'm just hearing that like one dry set of drums and like one guitar track like together, and I just feel like it sounded dry, and I wanted it to sound fuller. Like, it doesn't sound as full as if like you were in the room with a band and like she's standing there at the mic singing. I don't know, I just wanted it to be fuller. Like, I wanted more. So anyway, let's check out the music video for this. All right, we are gonna check out the music video for Good For You. Let's watch. That product placement for that phone. Okay. It's just a little rude. Where are we going with these gloves? Oh. Yeah. DIY ring light? Girl, what you supposed to do with that? She said popcorn and some gasoline. She said, I'm gonna pay crazy. Oh, okay. That was very, oh shoot. No. Oh no. Okay. Whew. I was about to say the screen recording better save. Okay, so that was Good For You, the music video. 41 million views so far from a week ago when it was dropped. Put my AirPods away. Oops. Interesting video. The way it ended with her like red eyes going into the water, it seemed very Jennifer's Body. Like if that was the inspo, I don't know, but wouldn't be surprised. And she's kind of just like going crazy, literally popcorn and some gasoline, normal things that you buy at the store. Decent music video. Yeah, I don't really have much to say on that. Moving on. Next song on the album, this is track 7, Enough For You. Okay, an acoustic moment.
I wore makeup when we dated, cause I thought you'd like me more. For you to say you're not the compliment type. You left me there crying, wondering what I did wrong. Cause all I ever wanted was to be enough for you.
Very singer-songwriter vibes, coffee shop vibes, like singer-songwriter performing at a coffee shop with her guitar. That's what I'm visualizing listening to this. Also, again, another sad song, but girl was in her feelings. So if she was able to get through those feelings and if that worked out for her and that was her catharsis, you know, good for her. Like she said in an interview, telling her like, oh, she's just whining about, you know, heartbreak and whatever. And it's like, well, if heartbreak is what she knows as a 17-year-old writing this, then heartbreak is what she's gonna write about. She's like, what am I gonna write about? Like taxes? Like, and I'm like, honestly, true. Like, what else is she gonna write about except for the experiences that she's actually experienced as a 17-year-old young woman, like, or young adolescent? I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But I'm like, what else is she gonna write about but what she knows? Like, she can't write about what she doesn't know unless she decides to take songs that were written by other people and just decide to sing on those tracks. But we all know that she's like written her own songs. So anyway, continue.
Now I don't want your sympathy, I just want myself back before you. Don't you think I loved you too much to be used and discarded? Don't you think don't tell me you're sorry, boy, feel sorry.
You could hear the emotion. Exactly, girl.
Don't think that I'm so excited.
When she goes to the head voice.
I always say I'm never satisfied.
That's tough. Not feeling like you're enough for some other person, and them basically saying to you that like you're never satisfied, and they're the ones that end up leaving you because they're like, I can't be what you want because you want more from me than I want to give you. And she's just like, well, you know, at the end, she's like, well, someone else will eventually come around and think that I'm exciting and that I'm fun and that I'm pretty and that, you know, I'm enough for them and will actually want to be with me. And I'm like, yes, girl, keep that hope alive. Why is my thing flashing? One moment, y'all. I don't know why it was flashing, but we are back and moving on to the next song, which is Happier. I want to say this was part of like one of those Olivia Rodrigo like compilations of her like Instagram songs. So I'm excited to hear what the full version is. Again, these are all short songs, like 3 minutes and less.
We broke up a month ago. I thought my heart was attached. All the sunlight of our past. I hope you're happy, but not like how you were with me. I'm selfish, I know. I hope you're happy, but don't be happier.
Oh.
Do you
I like the bringing in of the guitar.
She probably gives you butterflies. Oh, to find someone great, but don't find no one better. Don't be happier.
This is such an interesting concept of a song, like the way that she's written this song, where it's like, okay, you want to move on or you have moved on, and it's like, I guess I want you to be happy, but like what we had is still so special to me, so like I don't want you to be happier than when you were with me, but I still want you to be happy, but I don't know if I want you to be happier or love her more than you loved me. And it is that kind of, like she says, a little bit selfish, but and I feel like any and everybody can feel that way or has felt that way or may feel that way after a breakup. Anyway, moving on, the song's almost over, 40 seconds left.
Happy, don't find no one better. I hope you're happy, but don't be happier.
Oh, that's the end. Okay, I kind of already given my thoughts on the song, so we're gonna move on to the next song, which is Jealousy, Jealousy.
Paper white teeth and perfect bodies.
I like this bass line.
I know that beauty is not my like. Comparison is killing me slowly.
Comparison is a thief of joy.
Kids who don't, but jealousy started following me.
Ooh. I like the vocal arrangement of this song. Ooh.
I see everyone getting all the things I want. I can't help getting caught. I think too much. Got kids who don't know me.
Word.
Jealousy, yeah. I feel so cool, you every night. I see where I should be. Happier, prettier, jealousy. Oh, me, I'm so sick of myself.
Ooh. I like Jealousy, Jealousy. Honestly, I do feel like this album was very much made as like a heartbreak anthem album. I think outside of Driver's License and Deja Vu, this might be my favorite so far on the album that I've listened to as of today. We only got 2 tracks left. The next track is A Favorite Crime, and let's get into it.
Know that I love you so bad. I let you treat me like that.
Another folky singer-songwriter-esque song.
The things I did.
That's pretty. Ooh, I like those harmonies.
I hope I was your favorite cry. Now every time the siren sounds, I wonder if you're around. The things you did. Well, I hope I was your favorite cry.
Her bridges where she just like speaks really quickly.
I hope I was your favorite cry. Your favorite cry. Baby.
That was giving me recent Taylor Swift mixed with like Billie Eilish vocal layering and harmonies. That was very smooth and like silky. Obviously, and again, we know this is an emo track. We know already. But this one, I felt like she did a little more vocally than she has done in the rest of the track. So I'm very curious to see, you know, this is her debut album, her first album. As her career continues, like where she will go vocally, because I know she's got the vocal chops. So I'm very curious to see like how her vibe and style of music will progress and, you know, grow and transform over time. So I know I'm getting ahead of myself, and obviously this is literally just dropped today, but I'm still very curious to see, you know, years down the line when she drops other albums and other bodies of work, how her music will progress and how vocally she may switch it up for us. Yeah, so now we have gotten to the last track of this album, Hope You're Okay. It's got mellow tracks at the end of this album.
Parents cared more about the Bible than being good to their own child. And somehow we fell out with help. But if you're out there, I hope that you're okay.
I wonder if she's just talking to anyone in general, or if a specific person that she's just like, this is a friend I know who has gone through it and I hope he's okay.
She was brought into a world where family was merely blood. With the courage to unlearn all of their hatred. I hope that you're okay. I trust the letters.
This is so flowy.
It seems, but that clouds higher down. Well, I hope you know how proud I am. I hope that you're okay.
I'm wondering what the muffling, like the muffled audio, what that's supposed to be. Interesting ending. Check on your friends. Hope they okay. Hope you're okay. That seemed like a very loving song. To just be like, I know some people who've been going through some stuff their entire life, and I just, you know, I may not talk to them, but I hope they're okay. I hope you're okay. Hope you're doing good out there. And, you know, that's very sweet. I thought that was a very sweet song. It was very flowy. I loved the bridge with all of the harmonies and layering. I think overall, it's a very cohesive body of work. I think, you know, she figured out what she wanted to do with this album, and she did it. And I feel like nothing really stood out as sounding odd against the other tracks. Like every track that, like, as we progressed through the album didn't sound like it was out of place or anything like that. Like I said, I do feel like the majority, I'm not going through any heartbreak. So this is not something that I'll be bumping because it's not really a bumping album. It is very much, you have some of those tracks that are a little more pop punk sound, and then you have the tracks that are a little more singer-songwriter, folky, alternative pop sound. It's all a very like emotional, feelings-filled album that I probably will not be, playing on repeat. Will I come back to some of these tracks? Absolutely. We already know we love Driver's License. We love Deja Vu. Jealousy, Jealousy was my other favorite. I think I like that one the best. Deja Vu and Jealousy, Jealousy are kind of like tied for me at the moment. I'll have to re-listen, but it definitely is like in my top 3. All the other tracks aren't bad. Good For You, which came out last week. Like I said, it wasn't bad. I just was really hoping that chorus would be bigger, grander, fuller. Everything else, Happier, I thought was well written. I thought all of these were well written. Like, she's got a great pen, but yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like, this is so fueled by her emotions and like heartbreak, and this album was created in a time of her life where she felt all of these things. So it's just not a season in my life that I'm in, so I can't really relate. So I mean, I'm sure if I was to, no longer be in a relationship and, felt some type of way about it, this would be the perfect album to listen to. But as for an everyday album, I think I'm going to go back to listening and bump into LM5 by Little Mix, as I have been this last 2 weeks. But again, I'm still giving my props to Olivia O'Brien. Why do I keep calling her Olivia O'Brien? I'm still giving my props to Olivia Rodrigo because she did her thing with this album. I feel like this could kind of fall into a parallel lane to Taylor Swift. I don't think this is the same lane as Taylor Swift because obviously she has other influences in here. But I do feel like this could be a parallel type of lane to Taylor Swift, just in the way that she writes, which I kind of like her writing. I like her writing style better than Taylor Swift. I'm not a #1 Taylor Swift fan at all, but like I appreciate or can respect that Taylor does write good songs, but I kind of feel like Olivia writes better. Swifties, if you are watching this video, don't come for me, because honestly I don't care. But I do feel like Olivia, for writing this at 17 years old, has a really good pen and really knows how to hone in on those lyrics for songs, especially getting those like hitter one-liners at the end of her choruses that just like, ooh. I mean, like when we all heard Driver's License, like, you said forever, but I drive alone past the street, like we all were like, oh damn, like, like she knows how to give you that one line at the end of at the chorus where you're just like, oh, okay. Or like, yes, and then she gives you a good bridge, and like I felt like that was all very well done, very well written. Like I said, this whole album was cohesive. So I mean, if I had to give this a rating out of 10, I probably would give this, for only my personal, again, if you love it, that is great for you. I'm so happy that you love it, that you want to listen to this all the time, that you want to listen to this in the car, in your room, wherever. For my personal preferences and just personal experience and where I'm at in life and the season I'm in, I can't fully relate to all of these songs. So like, just based on that, I would give it like a 7, because replayability, if that's even a word, is not super high for me with the majority of this album. I probably will only replay like 3 to 5 tracks, and I already named 3 of them for you. Overall, I don't think it's something I'm going, like, I'll still keep it saved in my library to eventually, maybe come back to later, but I don't think I'll be just like replaying it just to replay it all the time. But if I'm rating it for lyricism, I gotta give her a 10 out of 10. She did her thing, like, no doubt about it. She did her thing. But which I guess puts it at what, like an 8.5 overall if we average those. But anyway, yeah, so those were my thoughts on Olivia Rodrigo's debut album, Sour. What did you guys think about this album? Put that down below. Let me know. Share your thoughts. And yeah, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you like this. Like I said, comment down below what you thought about Olivia's album. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you are notified when I next upload. And I will see you guys in a later video. Bye.